So, as many of you probably know, the current president has enacted a ban against transgender people in the military. Now, I'm not quite clear on whether it's passed or not, whether it's, enacted right now. But, I know what the title says, but I kind of want to talk on a broader issue here. Um, okay. Have people not learned from the past that it's not in their best it's not good, it's not necessarily in your best interest to marginalize or separate groups of people, whether it be by race, gender identity, gender, um, national origin, or whatever. Like, hindsight is really 2020. And you can look back, and nobody looks back from it when the majority of people and society as a whole doesn't look back to when, for example, blacks had to drink out separate water fountains and eat at separate lunch counters and things like that. Nobody looks back and says, you remember when blacks used to have to drink out a separate water fountain? Oh yeah, that was a good idea, girl. Like, nobody looks back. Society as a whole here doesn't look back and say that was a good idea. They don't look back at the internment of Asians and Japanese in internment camps during World War II as a good idea. And it just shocks me that now still we're marginalizing and separating groups of people. Like, that's not cool. Like, no matter what you personally think, it's just not cool. I mean, there are more reasons why it's not cool. I'll get on them in a minute, but for one, why? It doesn't benefit society. Making another group less than or second class doesn't benefit society. Society functions better when I'm not saying all groups are just, totally equal, because, there's going to be some inequality, especially economically, if you're in a capitalist model. But I mean, like, to have all groups function as valued citizens is what I mean, accepted on the same level, is beneficial for society. Like, it's not helpful to have a group, and because they're marginalized, they're like, oh, they're not productive members of society. Furthermore, if someone wants to, now y'all, I'm not a champion of the military unless it's for self-defense and to keep, our country safe or certain humanitarian missions and natural disasters. But if someone wants to go join the military, let them. Because I know I'm not going, but let them. Well, first of all, I'm probably too old and overweight. Thank goodness. The first time ever I've been happy that I'm overweight, right? But if someone wants to do that, you should respect their decision. That's what they want to do. Thirdly, these people have been in there. And suddenly it becomes an issue. And this all goes back to what I was saying in one of my previous videos about Republicans getting taken for a ride. They take you for a ride. They use you. They play on your prejudices or your social mores and values. And that's how they get you to vote. And really, you're voting in your worst interest, not your best. And further, fourthly, and probably lastly, Trump, the current president, he is on whoever's side that benefits him. He doesn't really have a stance. If you really look at his history, he flip-flops, and that's because he's an opportunist in that he changes his values based on whatever will enhance him, not the American people, not even his constituents or his close advisors and stuff, but what will benefit him and his agenda, to win, to look good. So the only reason he's doing this trans ban is to appease his conservative Christian base. That's it. I really don't think Trump gives a damn about trans people. Like, I don't think he cares either way. I really don't. I don't think he gives a damn about, I think he's like, oh, this big racist guy that just hates black. I don't think he cares. He just put certain groups down, like immigrants, trans, or whatever, because he know that appeals to his base. And it'll get him more votes, and they'll be cheering at the rallies. The guy's a narcissist. Really. He feeds off that. That's what's most important, not the welfare of the American community. So, getting back on topic, marginalizing groups not in a country's best interest, not in the human race's best interest. We can look. I'm not. I tend to think of myself as a visionary, someone that's progressive and looks towards the future. But you don't have to be a psychic to figure it out. Just look at history. In the past, whenever a group was marginalized, it didn't turn out well. And everybody looks back at history and it's like, dang, why'd they do that? This is going to be the same thing. I promise you.